Welcome to F1 with DRS. I'm joined by Charlie and Jethro. We do not have Matt Collins, hairstyle extraordinaire.
He's in Toronto.
His place of origin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in England, but I'm still here, so what's going on?
That's a really solid point. Not only are you in England, but I see that you have your little one, Ellie, running around. It's just you that's managing this. And Charlie and I were just reminiscing about how cute other people think that is. But when it's on your lap, you're like, I can't do both.
Yeah. Laura's just disappeared to Portugal because it is the press launch of the McLaren 750S coming up. So she left me, and so I have all the kids, and hopefully Ellie's big brothers will keep her out of this room. But I would say we've got 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah. What time of night is it there? When are you putting these kids to bed?
No, it's only 4:30.
That's bedtime.
Oh, yeah, that's bedtime.
Yeah, for you guys. I just picked her up. From nursery. So I'm hoping they will entertain her. And then Maya, my bigger girl, will arrive home from school soon, and maybe she'll cook her some food. And you never know. Do you know what? We'll probably work Frozen, because I'm still deep in the Frozen stage. So
yeah, I guess you're welcome and I'm sorry.
No. Do you know what? Weirdly, she was so into it. It was like 6 times a day. And now it's dropped to like only a couple of times a week. And me and Laura are like, oh, I miss Frozen. We should put it on again. We've been institutionalized.
Well, I think they're going to try to get her back here in a year and a half or so. They're going to make another one. So hopefully there'll be a whole nother cycle for you and the rest of Americans with young girls.
Oh, it's incredible. And also, I'm out of the loop, guys. I was in Bahrain for the weekend.
Well, listen, I paid extra close attention.
I did too. How'd you watch? You were in New York, right?
I was in New York and left on Thursday and was able to watch everything without much challenge except for yesterday. I left the hotel at lap 23.
Oh, boy.
And then at the airport, I made it to lap 65. Then I got on the plane and was streaming. And I swear to God, I couldn't believe the timing of this. The plane took off with 3 turns left on lap 71. It was literally the moment that Checo dove in on Alonso. And when my screen froze, they're like dead equal exiting the turn. And there was only, 800 meters left of the race. And I was like, oh my God. And I said to Kristen, look at this, like 20 more seconds and I would have got the conclusion. She goes, wow, I'm about to witness something I never thought I'd witness. And I go, what's that? She goes, you're going to have to buy the Wi-Fi on the airplane. And I was like, God damn it, you're right. And not only did I buy it, boy, they're good. They're good. You go on and it says like 1 hour for $20 or the whole flight for $29. And it's a, 6-hour flight home from New York, 5.5.
Yep.
So I'm like, I got to spend the extra 9 in the rare chance I'm going to want to use it. Of course I'm not going to want to use it. I don't want to do anything but watch the last 2 minutes of that race.
Maybe 2 minutes.
But I spent 29 and I had to re-register it, with my frequent flyer number. It was a whole rigmarole. It took me about 15 minutes just to get back to the last minute of the race.
$30 it's a lot of money, isn't it, for a flight?
I want to say it's offensive.
It is offensive. I think that is the word.
It's kind of like all these brackets that make no sense. Like if we go out to eat, all of us, I'm so delighted to pay, but we'll never think twice about it. It could be expensive. That doesn't bother me. $12.99 for Paramount Plus, and I keep seeing on the thing. I'm like, oh my God, am I watching enough of it? And then will I remember
Take inventory of all the things you've watched, how many hours, break it down. I do the same thing. The subscriptions get me.
I know. And honestly, I'll go out and have a meal with 3 people. That would pay for all my subscriptions virtually for a year. And I don't think about it. But there's something, you know what it is? It's this bias we have about not being a fool. I had an expert on once.
Yeah.
You feel like you're a fool.
You're being ripped off.
That's right. You're being made a fool.
And the Wi-Fi on that airplane always sucks. So I know that going in. I pay for it because I have to do something. I can't do the thing I bought it for.
Yes.
And then I feel like even more of a fool because I knew it was coming. I paid for it anyway.
Well, it took me about 8.5 minutes to watch the last 90 seconds as it buffered, So I guess it kind of upped the drama for me. I maybe I owe them a thank you because I mean, it was a photo fucking finish. Depending on what angle you looked at, I had to wait to hear what the announcers said because it was not at all clear to me.
And there's all those different lines.
Yes.
And so who knows which one
Checo's
matters?
Gaining at
Flying.
he's flying. I mean, God, if that finish line was like another 40 feet, 100 feet.
I think even less. Did
Yeah.
you see the photo?
Yeah.
It's insane.
It is.
It came down to that.
I'm sure there's
insane.
been equally as good finishes since we started watching, but I can't think of one offhand. It seems like that was the most excited I've ever. Probably too because it's those guys, it's those teams, everything about it. And the battle had been so relentless.
I think that was the thing is we've seen some close finishes, but it's some guy flying through the field making another pass. And this had been, I don't know, 30 laps in the making down to that last stretch was.
And Alonso didn't at that point really have the car, the tires, or anything else.
Nope.
He just had the will and the 75 years behind the wheel in Formula One. I mean, they keep reading his numbers, and it's like every time they hit at you with it, it's like more and more preposterous, like 370.
The fact that it's been 10 years since he won.
I
10.
know, and he's
he's
great.
won so many. It's not like he won one time 10 years ago. He was winning nonstop, and it's been 10 years, and he's still out there working
his ass off.
I wonder how many years of his life he spent driving a Formula One car. You know, when like people who've had thousands of children. One of my best friends, Irish Catholic, his mum had 13 kids. So we were always trying to work out how many years his mum had been pregnant. And it's like Alonso in an F1 car. He's literally been years of his life driving those cars.
More than he's not. More than he spent not in that car, probably.
Or flying to a track or testing or whatever. Yeah, it's probably a significant double-digit percentage of his waking life has been driving a car recklessly.
I was at Bahrain for the World Endurance Championship, which is like the series that has Le Mans in it. So it's sports car races, lots of XF1 drivers, and it's really improving a lot.
Are they on the same track that the F1 track is?
Yes. Yeah, it was on the same Bahrain track. Yeah. But anyway, I was speaking to a journalist who's covered this series for years, and it was where Alonso went to Toyota, and he won Le Mans twice with Toyota. They had really good drivers in the car already, a couple of them XF1 drivers, etc., in the car. And he said, the speed with which the team switched to Alonso being the main man was so quick. He came in, and F1 drivers, you expect them to turn up anywhere and be quick, but they don't turn up and dominate. We've seen it when Jenson Button goes and races something, whatever. They're quick and they can get there, but it's not like a switch. Well, Alonso apparently got there, became the main guy incredibly quickly. And the work ethic, you're talking about how long he's been at it, his work ethic was insane. This journalist was telling me that the engineers were moaning because like Alonso's ringing them at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. He's sending them 40, 50 texts a day on the run up to races. And Toyota at the time was so dominant in this. They were beyond what Red Bull are in F1. There was no competition effectively. Alonso just had to turn up and they were going to win. But that was the work ethic he had, even for a series that isn't F1 and even for a car that was always going to win. There was no doubt. The only competition was their teammate at that point, but he was calling them, texting them. He was calling the team boss, the main man, at like 4 a.m., just relentless.
He has something different than Lewis has. They're both brilliant, obviously. Lewis is so good, but I do think Alonso gets taken over by it more than other drivers in that there is no safe way around. Lewis is much more measured now. It was really fun to see him actually in Mexico go on the grass, but that was an anomaly for how he drives normally. But Alonso, you can tell, is so in the moment and in the competition that he can't bring the frontal lobe online. He's just so hardcore.
And there's so many guys in that situation where you hear them come on and complain about their tires or their speed, whatever it is. They'd complain about why they're disadvantaged, why they're having to work so hard. And you didn't hear it once. And it was 30 laps of just him going. And he just, switched over into that mode and was like, this is where we're at. I'm gonna do what I can.
Yeah, you can tell it's all consuming for him in a way that there's no above the body view of what's happening.
No.
It's just kind of everything's for this moment.